knowledge on Grambo grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes are in here. Grambo grows, I'm something in. Grow, I bring the night.
No, I can't start muted. I can't start muted now. There's nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. What up, GramFam and the newly anointed GramBoLogue, the Borg members, son. Yeah, shout out to all of them. In fact, all right, sorry, Instagram, you're just gonna have to deal with whatever happens when you close. What happens when you close an Instagram thing? What up, everybody? How y'all doing? What y'all smoking on? I'm smoking on some Rainbow Kernel from our buddy JLS Monster over there at Three's Genetics. What up, GramBoLogue member the Borg, Jimmy, Lloyd, GramBoLogue. Yes, shout out to you guys. We are up to 8 members. I personally cannot thank you. It looks like about 20 is about where we're gonna need to be to make pay someone, because I want to pay someone a fair wage to produce. So, yeah, it's one of those awesome things that yeah. So oh, Moonbow. Someone was just asking about the Moonbow in the Jug Dealers chat over there. How you liking? How you liking the Moonbow? I got to meet Fletcher. It was an awesome episode. It's got like 42,000 views over there on the Jug Dealers channel. It's one of their better viewed videos over there on Jug Dealers. So yeah, check that out if you haven't seen the Fletcher episode. Yes, thank you for smashing that like. You guys are the best. Sharing is caring, though. Like, that is the main game over here in the cannabis YouTube space. You guys are awesome. You always comment. I always appreciate all the love and engagement. But the thing you can really, really do to support all of the cannabis content creators, not just me, but all of them. Looks like I went the way of the KJ. What up, man? You were over there in the Instagram, and I dogged it over there. So yeah, you guys always comment, you always throw likes. It's me, you guys, but the thing that really, really goes is sharing. So like I always say, if you enjoyed this video, roll it up, pass it to a friend, share it on social media. That is the real thing. And once again, that doesn't just go for me, that goes for cannabis content creators out there. Seriously means a lot. And speaking of those guys, yeah, let me shout out to the GramBoLogue. Look at this. Look at these guys. All these humans. Starting with Fong, Tucky Can. I can California. I always just call you Fon Tucky. California. California. Fon Tucky, California. My man. L420 DGC. Harry G. Chonky Nugs. Mark Jr. Alabama man. Jimmy Anderson. And newest member that just joined last night, Bare Metal. Shout out to you. We are 8 deep. We need about 20 to pay some awesome Denver editor to help come produce. So if you guys want to join the GramBoLogue, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. I live an interesting life with a lot of cannabis people, but it's tough just me pulling out my cell phone. They always think it's so weird when I'm just like pushing my cell phone in their face. They're like, what's going on here? So if I have someone who's actually a dedicated producer and content creator, then yeah. Wait, what's happening here? Do we just get our 9th member? What up, Crazy Days, number 9. So add onto that list right after Bare Metal, Crazy Days. What up, Thank you guys so much. Gramborg. I said so. The reason it's kind of called the Borg, also because it's kind of just catchy. It's weird how like sometimes it just works out. Like the Borg members kind of sounds like board members. Like it's like I'm going to contact the Borg, and then the Borg is like one thing. And so I bought Grambo.org. I own Grambo.net, and I've misplaced it. Oops. How do you misplace a website? I don't know. I don't know what the login is. I don't know who's it's hosted through. Like, I don't know. I thought about it through Google Domain and they don't even exist anymore. So I don't know what's going on. So hell, a shout out to Crazy Days. Thank you, buddy. Nice. Keep it going. What? What's happening here? Big van. We got 10. We're halfway to the goal. What this did this turn into a pledge drive all of a sudden? This is not what I meant. Thank you guys so much for doing it. And once again, this is not a pledge drive. I just love doing this show, and I work for Jug Dealers. I work for D Grows. I work for some other individuals out in the world that may or may not wish to be named or associated with me. And so yeah, this goes a long way. It's so awesome. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, shout out to Big Van Graham Borg. Gramborg, welcome. He's the Gramborg. Sea Bunny, cheers. Cheers to you. Yeah. So yeah, Grambo.org is not it's a like a landing page right now, but it's gonna be coming and I'm gonna launch all sorts of crazy stuff. That's gonna be like one of the hubs of my all of my stuff. Crispy ass actually in the YouTube. You can't do it just from here proper, but if you go to my YouTube page, you'll see like uh subscribe and then join right next to it. There's a little join button. That's how you become Gramborg. Yeah. So yes, guys, this has been it's an interesting week. So edibles. You guys know me in edibles. I'm the edibles guy. I love me some edibles. I'm always getting into weird circumstances on the edibles. And yeah, so I got to hang out Sicko Grows. He comes over every other Friday and he does my beard. Look how good my beard looks. I mean, I ain't bragging, but goddamn, the man does good work. So if anybody in the Denver metro area needs a barber, Sicko Grows, hardcore DGC, GramFam. He's the man. He comes over to the house down here at the Boner Lodge. He comes down to the lodge every other Friday and trims me up nice. So it was awesome. And so after that, I was like, man, I'm having a pampering days. And so I decided that I was gonna take a bunch of edibles and go get a massage. Not a handy. I know that's gonna be immediately what chat. I know you chat. I know how I would do the same thing. And I'm not against the handy place. They just don't do it. It's a legit massage place. So they do it for $1 a minute. It's preposterously cheap. It's right across the street. I never really was a massage guy, but decided to have a pamper day, get my beard done. So I take 150 milligrams of edibles. I head down to the place. Dude, for some reason, I don't know exactly why, but that 150 milligrams wrecked me, dude. I was laying on that freaking thing just like a freaking pile of goo, dude. It was ridiculous. And it's just thoughts are going through my head, man. And like, I've been trying to fix myself. We all have our traumas and our nonsense and all of our stuff that goes down. And so I'm just thinking, like, I'm always trying to fix all the demons in my brain. I'm always trying to like, what's going on there? It's always 1,000 miles an hour, just thinking constantly. And I'm sitting on this massage thing. She's like, really go. She's going with the elbow. She's that fucking people's elbow on me, dude. And but it was like amazing. I was just like blah into a goo of weed infinity. And it just hits me as she's like going. It's like, holy crap, man. All my trauma's in my body. It's like it's this weird thing. I know I'm sounding like weird hippy dippy nonsense, but I know it's like my mind is fine. I've been trying to fix my mind. My mind is fine. My body is the one that's screaming out. Goddamn edibles, man. Edibles always tell me things and I listen. Anyone that follows any of my career, of any of my talkings that I've been doing, I always say shit about how edibles tell me things and I just do what it says. Edibles said to marry my wife at the time, my girlfriend at the time. I was like, all right, edibles. Yeah, you really fucked me on that one. No, it didn't. It gave me the best daughter ever. It was pretty much where am I from? I'm from the goddamn continental United States, son. No, from Des Moines, Iowa. I'm from the band Slipknot's hometown of Des Moines, Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. And so here's a thing. Here's some background about Scotty Real. Here's some behind the scenes about Scotty Real. So Scotty would always tell me these stories about just growing up. And one of the interesting things, he's like, Grandma, I went through a breakup. I was in a weird place in my life when I was like, he's like 28, 29, 30, something like that. And he's like, I'm going through a weird place. And he's like, I started rolling. I started doing jujitsu. Did you guys know Scotty Real did jujitsu? Am I breaking that right here? Interesting DGC facts for you guys. So yeah, Scotty Real was a roller. And he would not just the roll and then all you do in chat, all you sons of bitches. And so it's freaking he's talked about how like it really had a big impact in his life. And he ended up meeting Mrs. Real through that experience. And he's always like, Grambo, I'm not telling you what to do, but man, and whatever. And then there's nice guy Kenny sitting right next to him going, I tried jujitsu. If you want men's balls in your fancy beard, always get them balls. Ah! He's like, yeah, you want man balls up in your beard juice, then yeah, join jujitsu. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And so during this massage, she's getting in there and the edibles just telling me, yeah, dude, it's in your body. You need to fix this shit. And so I am going to sign. I'm not going to, I signed up for jujitsu. So my friend Derek Flagg from the Zamboni days, if you guys know my stories about driving a Zamboni, old Josh Gramboni was there was four of us, and me and my buddy Derek are the ones that were striving for a little bit extra in life. So he's one of the great jujitsu players in America right now. He's one of the most up and coming guys. So I messaged him and I was like, hey dude, like I don't need any favors or anything, but like, I'm starting from square one. Where should I go? He gave me an awesome recommendation and I hit him up. So I signed up for jujitsu and hopefully some salsa dancing. Dropping that. Have I talked about dancing? I've wanted to dance for like the last 5 years. I just get high in edibles, and there's like, yeah, man, you should dance. And I'm like, all right, edibles. I know it's insane. That's how I live my life, dude. And I'm an insane person. Weed tells me things. Like right now, weed is telling me that I should take a dab of this Rainbow Kernel #1 from JLS Monster. And I'm just going to listen because that's what's up. Drew, you take that sass. Nah, I don't have any Call of Allegiance. I know the Cyclones are not the Hawkeyes, but the Hawkeye follows me everywhere. So yeah, go Cyclones. Fuck the Hawkeyes. They suck. Or do they? I don't know. I don't know anything about football. Dave, all right. I'm getting a dab, so I can't highlight your comment yet there. Where'd you go, Dave? Maybe I do, baby. Maybe I do. Guys, that's right, C Bunny. I don't want ugly guys. I just want to dance. You guys know who Joey Valence and Bray is? Awesome hip hop musicians. If you guys like EDM, hip hop sort of stuff, check out Joey Valence and Bray. They got a great song. I don't want to talk. I just want to dance. Whew. What do we got there? No baby hits. Come on. I don't know if you're referring to the meme. Someone in the DGC made a meme. It's a baby with a beard, and it says, when Grambo wants a dab. How dare you, memes? So yeah, tonight we got Mr. Ganiks from the Homegrow the Community podcast. He's a awesome Canadian homie up there. He's he triggers my dyslexia. One of the things about my dyslexia thing, one of the things that makes me funny in stand up is my brain like makes weird connections that don't really make sense, but they kind of make sense. And so he like triggers my freaking dyslexia where I always, his name's Mr. Ganiks. Yet when I read it, any of you guys that ever watched Super Troopers know they're after the trucker, and his fake name is Mr. Gallicanuckus. And so I just see that Mr. GA, and my brain just finishes the rest, Mr. Gallicanuckus. So my guest tonight is Mr. Gallicanuckus from the Homegrow the Community podcast. So you guys definitely want to check that out. Speaking of wanting to do stuff, I forgot to set up the battery station for my little mobile rig here. So I should probably plug in all the technology, so yeah, what are you guys smoking on out there? I saw someone smoking that moonbow. I would love to get a Grambo cross, like a Grambo, a moonbow times Grambo. If anyone's breeders out there, I'm just saying you can't spell Grambo without GMO. I would love a Grambo strain. It would be the height of my existence to have a Grambo strain. I can't even tell you guys. So any breeders, spread the word out there. And if you do make a Grambo strain, I will make sure first of all, it better be good. I better like it. It better be a GMO, an OG, GMO, OG. All the letters are there. Grambo OG, Grambo OG. That'd be sick. What up, mailman? Shout out to the Grow Dots, man. I'm using the new Millennium line right now. I'm loving it. Speaking of that, we are giving the Silicium giveaway is going on. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I am giving away 7 of the Silicium minis out there. 7 days of Silicium. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you go over there and follow me. I give away the first one on Monday. And check the YouTube community tab because I'll be posting over there a picture and you guys comment on there. If you don't have Instagram, actually found out I'm shadow banned. I don't know what it would call it, just band, like half band. They tell you only your followers can see you. So I'm applying to get my status back. Maybe I can grow my Instagram. Really helps me out in comedy, helps me out with dating, all the things, just makes me seem more of a realistic person. So here I'm going to send over this the StreamYard invite to Mr. Gallicanukis. So Mr. Gallicanukis, you have been summoned to the theater. Yeah, we're all always shadow banned, but check this out, C Bunny. So if you go into Instagram and then you go to your profile, click the little bottom button, and then you click the 3 little hamburger thing up at the very, very top, and it'll either say settings and privacy, or you'll already be in settings and privacy, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a thing that says account status. And then in account status, you click that and there'll be several different things. I'll show them to camera here, even just because I know there's a lot of cannabis community members out there that and so I was actually surprised to find. So I go to my Instagram and you see that little hamburger menu there at the thing, the 3 lines. That's in the tech world, they call that the hamburger menu. So I go to settings and privacy, and then I scroll all the way to the bottom, and then there is account status. So I click on account status. You'll see that there's 1 orange. I got a bunch of green. I got 1 orange. And when I click on my orange thing there, so you can see that my account is not allowed to be shown by new followers, but it shows the post that got me there. And funnily enough, it's only 2. It's only 2 posts. It's me with a half ounce of live resin, and then one me just smoking this fat ass joint. And so, yeah, if you guys are thinking you're shadow banned on Instagram, you might not be properly shadow banned. You might actually be in this weird gray area, this twilight zone in there. So yeah, go check your account status, click the hamburger menu, go down there. I was surprised. I've been posting some bullshit on here. I found it's only 2 posts that are against it. Fuck it. So I cleaned out the text, I hit appeal, and yeah, if I lose the appeal, I'll just delete the 2 posts. I'd love to get my account out there. So try that, C Bunny. I don't know. Maybe we can get unshadow banned. Maybe we're not as shadow banned as we thought. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but check it out. So without any more ado, I hate when people say that. What is ado? Does anyone even know? I'm going to ask AI. What is ado? I like ado. So without any further ado, this dude is yeah. I hope he doesn't get upset I call him Mr. Galcanut, because he's the character's a very handsome man, the character. So yeah, everybody, let's welcome in. Yeah, thank you, C Bunny, and hopefully I can talk to you. I've been on the Home Grow the Community podcast 2 times, and she wasn't there either time, so I think she kind of hates me. So the fact that she's here instead, maybe she doesn't hate me. I don't know. I think everyone hates me. So C Bunny, next time I'm on Home Grow the Community, I hope you're there. So the guy who is there with the adorable little quaffachu there. There he is, Mr. Gallicanukis, Mr. Ganiks, with all due respect.
You just gave me a breakthrough here listening to you.
Yeah.
You're not the only person that says my name wrong. There's a whole wide variety of people here in the cannabis community that think I'm Mr. Ganiks. I don't know why, but
it's gotta be that,
maybe,
right?
Maybe there's some dyslexia going on. I'm not sure.
I mean,
thank you for that. You
common.
cleared some things up for me.
I work with a guy in the bakery that reads kind of funny like I do, and a guy at 5'8". So maybe there is a percentage of stoner that can't read the word Ganiks.
I guess so. And to me, it's super easy. It's like short form for organics.
Right.
But with a K instead of a
leads
C,
me
right?
into the question of, like, I guess we kind of half answered it there, is why are you Mr. Ganiks? Are you a fully organic guy?
Most of the time I am. Right now, I don't have any indoor plants going, and I was using Green Planet, the Horty line. So technically, no, I'm not fully organic, but usually I am. Usually I use Gaia Green Pro Mix. So
nice.
But yeah, I was 420 organics actually. This was it back when I first started. And
see, something about that. See, that triggers. I would assume that's something for Oregon or something. Like, I don't know why that's 420. Maybe there's a guy I know named 420 or Organics or something.
No, maybe. But as you were talking about being shadow banned and all this is my 6th Instagram account.
Oh,
so I went with Mr. Ganiks because I literally ran out of ways to spell 420 organics. Like, I was spelling the word 420 at this point.
Wow, so, that's hilarious. So that's Instagram banning is what led you. Well, it worked.
It did work. And some people
holding the samurai sword.
Yeah, there was a few people that call me Ganiks already, just kind of like as a short form, and it just kind of went into that. So
interesting. So you are you said no indoor plants. I guess that insinuates that there's outdoor plants.
There is outdoor plants, yes. I got 6 autos. They're grease gun, and they are from Low Gravity Genetics. They're just little baby ones. I just said, why not throw some seeds out there, see what happens. Sure. And I got some slurry cane outside, and I have another one from Low Gravity Genetics, which is purple ghost candy. So
purple ghost candy.
Yeah, I think that originated from Seedsman, and I think he took it into his own line. So yeah.
Have you grown outdoors extensively, or is this kind of a new thing?
I started growing outdoors actually like 6 years ago. That's where I kind of got my start. So I've grown outdoors every year since I think 2018. And it's always just kind of like, that's kind of like my hobby. I took the indoor more serious, but the outdoor was kind of like, let's just see how big I can get them. Let's just see what happens, Like, here, I can never finish them properly because of where I live. It's really wet in the fall, lots of rain, super humid all the time. So there's bud rot and powdery mildew and all that fun stuff. So 9 times out of 10, I'm chopping them early, or I'm throwing most of it away.
A nightmare. That's a nightmare. Is there any tips for, like, because I know with like autos, they're just that one atypical bud all the way up. Like, that's got to be a nightmare for botrytis and stuff. Is there, you got any secret
that happened
tips for
so that? This is my 2nd time growing outdoor autos ever. I'm not an auto guy, but I figured last year I'll do autos outside. They'll finish faster. I'll get somewhat of a harvest. And last year, I think it was either the end of July or August, my auto flower was almost done, and that was the very first plant that I had last year that got bud rot. Even though it was so early in the summer, it was still filled up, but it was like a football, just one bud. And it wasn't good. I ended up throwing probably 3/4 of that plant in the garbage.
Can you still hear me? I seem to be frozen up on my camera here.
I can hear you, but you are frozen for me.
All right. Yeah, that's weird. Well, At least I look very serious and like I'm listening.
You look like you're right into it for sure.
So why do you is it heat reasons? Is that why you don't grow in the
Inside
right now, or yeah?
I actually just cut them down. So
Oh,
this is the first time that I've grown with synthetic nutrients in quite a long time. And they're not as forgiving as organic nutrients like dry amendments. They're definitely not as forgiving. You can overfeed them and then wake up in the morning and your plants are almost dead. And that's pretty much what I did. So I had one that didn't make it completely. It just fried it. Like it was dried up, it was shriveled, it was just brown, nasty. So I tossed that one out. And the other ones kind of bounced back. And they were starting to look okay. I use the AC Infinity watering bases. And I was just doing top watering at this point, using the bases to catch the runoff. And so basically I did a flush for like a week or two. And they were looking great. Everything was looking good. And it just happened to be right when I flipped the flower. And there was nice little buds on there. And everything was on the up and up. And then all of a sudden it just took a turn again. So I don't know if there was like some residual nutrients left in the soil or what happened, but they just went right back into that toxicity again, and I ended up just chopping them. So
yeah, it's so funny. So I did a poll a while ago talking about like different synthetic questions versus an organic question. It was so interesting to see the same answer come out of both camps. I'd see like synthetic growers and they'd be like, I don't mess with organic, seems scary. So I'm a synthetic grower and I related to that comment. I go, yeah.
right.
And then, so I was very shocked to see the organic growers. I don't know about synthetic. It seems scary. I was like, what? You guys are
I started that way.
You're
started that way. So
rock. So you want rock to dissolve at the right time frame. So that way it releases out. I literally walked in my grow yesterday. I'm teaching my roommate to grow. I literally walk in, I look down, I go, get the Royal Rush from Playground as a 800. I like literally turn the car, I go, get the Royal Rush. You know, it's like recharge and Royal Rush to the wind.
Yeah. Well, synthetics are great if you know how to use them properly. And me being out of them for so long, one thing I definitely learned is I am not cut out for them. I went to organic nutrients for one reason and one reason only. Because synthetic nutrients did not work for my schedule. With work, with everything like that, it just didn't work for me. I didn't want to spend all this time mixing nutrients and watering nutrients every single time. I just wanted to go water my plants and be done with it. And feed every couple weeks, 2-3 weeks kind of thing. You do a top dress and then you just water. Every now and then I'll do a tea, you know. But over time, I've made it more complicated, almost like I'm feeding synthetic nutrients again. I'm now doing liquid organic nutrients, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So it's not any less complicated. I'm just more accustomed to it now, I guess.
Right. And well, that highlights an interesting point, is that we think about it like a hard line, right? Synthetic, organic. When you start bringing up liquid organics, all of a sudden it's like, ooh, this is a squirrely line we've created here in this little red blue thing of like, you know, which color is organic, red or blue?
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to don't answer. Smart move.
I'm not going to.
Hell yeah.
Stay right out of that one.
As far as like the indoor growing, what's like your secret weapon? I always will tell people, I used to read Guitar World magazine, and they'd always ask people, what's your secret weapon? And most people would bring up like, I like strings or something. I'll never forget Dimebag Darrell was like, I drink Pedialyte because you get hungover and you can make it to the show.
Gotta rejuvenate yourself. Oh yeah.
And so just, it doesn't have to be anything specific, but like, what would you say is your secret weapon? It could be mental, physical, a product. What's your secret weapon in indoors?
My secret weapon. It's a good question. I'm not sure. I use Hygrozyme. I mean, that's kind of like it's a weapon, but I don't know if it's much of a secret anymore.
But maybe you're just a fan.
No, definitely. I am a fan for sure, but
When you held out your arm right there, I thought you were about to show
a tattoo. I got a Hygrozyme tattoo. No. No, I don't know. Like I use the Gaia Green. I do the top dressing, stuff like that. I like to do teas. I use like a fish emulsion, like it's the Alaskan fish fertilizer. I like to add that to like a worm casting tea. I'll add that in there with molasses, stuff like that, and bubble it. I'll do like a mycelium tea and flour to where I'll create like a mycelium layer over soil and worm casting and oats and stuff like that. And then once it's gone into that, like that, mycelium looks like that white kind of fluffy layer. Once it goes into there, I'll add that into a bucket of water and I'll bubble that for 48 to 72 hours, depending. And that's a good tea for flour. So I like to use that in my flour. Yeah, and I like to just train for like a nice even canopy. I don't use scrog nets or anything, but if you look in my tents, usually it looks like there's a scrog net. So
really. And what do you do to achieve that?
I use multiple different ways, I guess. I top sometimes, depending on the plant. I look at my whole tent like it's one plant. So I don't train the same way every single time. Like one plant, I might top it, but the other 3 plants or 4 plants or whatever I have in there, they might not need to be topped. I might just kind of like lightly bend them over just to kind of even off that canopy. So, but I use bud clips. I use the training wire. I'll bend. Sometimes I'll just snap them over if I have to, So I use all kinds of different ways.
Just silica. Do you ever amend sort of do you yeah, because I don't know much about organic. Like what's the availability of like things like silica, because that's a nightmare in synthetic growing. Silica's a bitch.
Yeah.
You got to really like mind your P's and Q's. Are there things that don't play nice in those sort of situations? Do you get lockout because things interfere, or am I just coming from a synthetic point of view?
Not that I've really experienced. I'm sure there is. Like there's a million ways to grow synthetically and there's a million ways to grow organically. So I mean, I haven't touched on all of them for sure. So I imagine there probably is some things that don't play nice, but me personally haven't experienced it.
Yeah, if I was going to ask myself like the sort of questions I was going to ask you, like things like what do you do, what do you like to do, what are you good at, you immediately, it's like, oh, I like this organics thing. I would go into, I've almost taken on like the dude Brett from Dude Grows mentality of just like trying weird things. I'm in a weird place now. I was growing with grow dots. Now I'm doing the 14 bottles with freaking the whole new millennium and playground line and everything. So like I keep talking about how, I'm trying everything. You know what was not slated on my calendar to try? Was anything organic. So maybe I have to step up. Maybe I'll have to nut up and actually. So if I were going to start as just a brand new, like I know how to grow, obviously, but this is a completely different beast. Like where would you start as a new home grower? So I have a 2x4 tent and a 5x5. What should can you do a 2x4? Like, am I overthinking?
Sure you can. Absolutely, you can do a 2x4. I normally grow in 3 to 5 gallon pots, so I don't get anything crazy inside. Outdoors is a lot different, obviously, but indoors 3 to 5 gallon pots. I use Pro Mix and worm castings, and I mix all my dry amendments into my soil to start off with. So Gaia Green, whatever kind you like, you would do some research, reach out to people, find out what's out there, and I would find one grower that grows that way that you're interested in, and I would follow exactly what they do. So when I first started, my one grower was Mr. Canuck. So I followed basically everything that he did. So simple, Very, very, very simple. Add your amendments, add your worm castings, and water it, and watch them grow.
What
Very, very
advice
simple.
does he have for getting to 1 million subscribers? Does he dole out that advice?
That's a great question, you know. And
As a
and
cannabis
if he ever
content-
answers that, I would love to know for sure, because
he comes up in our meetings, like, because at the bakery we have proper meetings and stuff with the high
Yeah.
C and the crew and everything, and he'll get brought up like, how does he do it? And I just go, I don't know, man. Some people just, I don't know. I think we always make jokes that, like, YouTube Susan, he's got like information.
is that his
information
video
on
editing
YouTube.
skills? His video editing skills, I mean, they're definitely up there. So I mean,
Well, he'll it's more in reference to the age gating. He gets a pat. He can go to garden tours and stuff. It's like,
it's
if we
crazy.
show a bud, we get pulled down.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, and he's on his channel making hash and doing this and doing, like, just
Yeah.
when we do a
Like-
live over on Homegrow,
Yeah.
within like
shout
10
out to
minutes,
So for
shout out to
everybody
Homegrow,
that's
the
in
community.
chat right now knows you guys, but for the people that watch later that don't, how do they watch more Mr. Ganiks and Mama Kush and C Bunny?
You come over to YouTube and we are Homegrow the Community, and over on Instagram we are Homegrow the Community Official, and then we have C Bunny Grow, and then there's Mama Kush 420, and then obviously Pop Kush 420. He's our man behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And then myself,
we can't forget about the
Mr.
producer.
Ganiks. Definitely not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't
Papa's
do it without
good.
him, but he is good.
I say anyone that thinks that I have producer skills, I always keep my eye out there, and I see the guys that are sharp. Shout out to Untrained Astronaut, and double shout out to Papa Kush, the man that
Yes.
I heard he did a face reveal not too long ago.
He did. He did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that.
You got to come see that. That was, well, what happened was Mama Kush had said if we get to 100 viewers on that live, that she was going to jump off the dock. But if we got to 150 that day, she was going to belly flop off the dock. So we made it to the 100.
God.
She did the jump off the dock, and he had to go outside to video with the laptop because our back room was full. So he couldn't open up another camera at that time, and so he went outside with his laptop and videotaped the whole thing, and his face got on the camera. You know, I don't think he meant to originally, but it happened. So
Well, fortunately for him, Papa is sexy. So yeah, for all you guys don't know that meme, that's hilarious. Did that start? Was that before me? I remember I was on with you guys, and you guys put the thing as Grambo is sexy, and then did that start then, or does this go
it
back?
started that night. It started that night. Now
I'm
there's a
honored
logo.
that
There's a
Papa
Papa is sexy logo and everything. Shout out to El Canasur for making that for us, by the way.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cancer. I'm honored to be a part of the lineage of that. That really does.
Yep.
I almost sound like I'm joking, but it really is. Like, it's fun.
It started.
I'll rib the guys on Dude Grows, because they'll be like, Grambo, how the fuck do you like know all these people? And I go, I'm a man of the people, boys. I'm out there. Like,
You're all
I'm
over
in
the place.
moment. I say, yeah, I never say no. If anytime you guys want me back, you just let me know, man.
Well, and
Especially Fridays.
you've even
That's
come
always-
hang out at the campfire too, yeah, on Friday nights.
Oh,
We do
yeah,
Grow Me
yeah,
Gardens,
yeah,
and we finished the
and
night
you
off
guys,
with.
you can be a guest, like, unlike a lot of these elitist podcasts that don't let anyone on but other cannabis creators. You guys actually
right.
let the Gromies on, show your actual
Yep.
garden. That's so cool, you guys.
Well, so our Wednesday nights. So every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do interviews. So we bring those people on. We bring the canna creators on. We bring the elite on, I guess, as you want to call it. And then our Friday nights it's all about the Gromies. We want to see gardens. We want to know how you guys grow. We want to know everything that you guys are doing. So Friday nights is all about you guys. We bring people on, and people can show their grow and talk about how they're doing it. And we meet some really, really, really cool people every Friday night. So
yeah. Yeah, you guys have inspired me. So one of the reasons that I started doing the Grambo Grows things, well, the reason I started the channel was to prove certain arguments in certain meetings with certain clients that had certain disagreements about how certain algorithms work. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
my second video got 70,000 views, and I literally I don't give a shit that it got 70,000 views. The only thing I
Yeah.
care about, I go, so who the fuck knows what they're. So
Yep.
that's why I started the channel, but why I started the stream is because I put my kiddo to bed and I just sit there. I would sit there like depressed, like alone. I can't really,
Now what
party
do I
it up
do?
or have friends over. She's sleeping. She's 5. I keep it quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could go into the micro studio and hang out. And so I always do that on Thursday as well. And so I'm thinking about maybe doing a second stream. So you
Nice.
guys from the homegrown community, you guys have to come hang out on a Thursday one of these days. I don't know when I'm going to
Absolutely.
start. I'm
Yep.
just kind of rough thinking about it, but
Yeah, definitely. We'd all be interested in that for sure.
awesome.
You get to know the whole crew. Well, I mean, you know the whole crew, but
I'm talking to you, C Bunny. She told me that I can come back on anytime, so I'll be there.
Yeah, you're always welcome on, man.
It's interesting. So like talking about, I don't know how far I interrupted you. Did I what do you got there? What's this contraption? We gotta explain to the people what's happening here.
This is like it's like a Yeti. It's a tumbler.
Okay.
So you can buy these lids at Polar Blast. So I think polarblast.com. So it's a lid that fits right on your Yeti tumbler, whatever, 20 ounce. And it's got the spot for the bowl. It's got a silicone bong piece. And then it's got stainless steel downstem. So the only thing that's breakable on this is the bowl. That's it.
Damn.
So everything else is
any cup that is that circumference or near is essentially a piece.
Yeah, so you can buy this lid off polarblast.com or .net or whatever it is. I'll have to look it up after. I'll let you know. But I think they're like $25 or something for the lid. And then you can just put it on any 20-ounce tumbler that you want. So my dad actually, he puts the logos on them and everything. So I got the 420 Organics one with a little
nice.
And then I got the old one here. So this one was a bong at one time. Now it's all stainless steel, so it's super easy to clean. And then a little graffiti guy on the back, and then
I would just go ahead and warn everybody, when you remove the top, don't forget that that's not your beverage and drink bong water.
Yeah, don't drink it. Don't drink it. I got 3. I got a homegrown one somewhere.
Did you ever grow up with anyone that drank like turbo dirty bong water? Like, you ever seen that? Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember back in the day being the guy that was like, "Hey, drink the bong water, I dare you. You'll get high off it."
Yeah, my friend's brother swore. You were that guy. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Not the guy that drank it. The guy that was like, "Hey, man, you should drink this. It'll be good."
I see. Good.
I mean, I have gotten a mouthful of bong water before. That's never fun.
Oh yeah,
I think we've all done that.
I get this thing will spit up in me every now and then, like I won't cup the balls right, and then I'll just get a mouthful.
Right. You don't want that.
I don't know why I get age restricted all the time.
Oh, I heard the beginning of the show. I wonder why.
Yeah, no. Literally, I'll tell stories of, like I always will joke that like on Dude Grows, Scott will say, I'm Scotty times 2. I go, I'm Grambo divided by 4. Like, yeah. I gotta chill out. So I'm a nut over. This is like my place where I can do all the jokes that.
Actually, we just had the dude on. We just had dude on last Wednesday.
That's right. I totally forgot to bring that up. That was amazing.
And I think he told us that there was a Grambo joke reel or something like that. A Grambo joke reel that's not allowed to be out. Of edits, of ones that you guys have edited out.
There is a couple. There's less than they probably fear there are. But yeah, sometimes there's just moments like there's this one. So right in the height of all like the weirdness on gender norms in the pronouns and everything, he opened an episode where he's like, "What's up, guys and gals? Welcome to fuck." Let's start over. And like so like little moments like that where it's just like these like hilarious, like that'll never be repeated, where like he says guys and gals all the time, but for this one day in particular he was just like, I don't know,
Can't do it. Yeah.
I love how people watch the show. Dude's power back
he felt
on.
a certain type of way that day and it just didn't work.
Yeah, so go watch the dude over there. It's rare that you can get a dude sighting outside of Dude Grows. Must be some sort of weird Canadian handshake thing.
That's the second time we had him on,
but
actually. We've had him on twice now, so.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Canada.
Oh, Canada, I know. Yeah, it was funny. He kept saying, you know, up there, up here, and he's like, wait a minute, you guys are all in Canada. I'm like, yeah, we are. He goes, nice.
Yeah, I have this weird thing with Canadians, dude. Like my whole life has been like affected by Canadians in some manner or another. And I worked at an ice rink driving Zamboni for years, and so we
Which
were
is,
like the halfway
a super
point
Canadian
between,
job.
like, yeah, Texas and Toronto. We were the halfway point between those. And so, yeah, I just meet all these cool Canadians. I would, kids would leave their toques at the rink, so I would steal.
You even said it right. You even said it right.
Got a toque. That's what I'm saying. I'm half Canadian over here, bro.
Usually when I'm talking to somebody from the U.S. and I say toque, they're like, it's not a toque, it's a beanie.
A beanie.
I'm like, well, there's a difference. A toque has the ball on the end and you fold it up. A beanie
is key. Yeah.
Just the cap. You know what I mean?
No, I look good in a toque, man. I sport them out in Denver winters, and there isn't a day some girl will tug on it. But
you guys get winters like we do. You guys have winter just like we do. So,
so because we're so high up, the pavement and the ground is hot. So it really, unless we get a dense snowfall, they don't even plow here because it melts off so fast. So if we do get a bad snowfall, we just get our dick kicked into the dirt. It's brutal. Yeah. So yeah, we have winters proper, but I come from Iowa, which is just south of Minnesota, which is Canada Junior,
right
up there.
Minnesota. Yeah,
Minnesota. So Iowa has proper winters like you guys do, but Colorado, we're pretty lucky because of all the altitude and solar radiation here.
Even here nowadays, like our winter is not what I remembered as a kid. Like we can't even take our kids tobogganing most times anymore because the snow's gone. It shows up, we get a big snowfall, and then within 2 or 3 days it's gone. Or there just isn't enough, you know. So
skating the rivers and stuff. I'd always watch it.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it nowadays.
Come on, Canassewer. You know damn well what a toque is, you son of a bitch. Is that how you spell it? I don't think. Is it Tuku? I don't know.
No. I don't even think I know how to spell it properly, but that's not it. I know that's not it. Good try.
Hilarious. Hell yeah.
And
so
I just explained what a toque was. Al, if you were listening, that just proves right there you weren't listening.
He's just trolling. Don't worry about these dumb Americans. They don't understand us Canadians.
That's right. Oh shit.
Hell yeah, dude. So you just brought down. So do you like cycle then? So no that's interesting. So you probably perpetual harvest, like perpetual growing probably isn't just as easy as like transplanting and throwing them in the next tent, eh?
I used to.
Notice how, what really proves I'm Canadian is that I drop A's. Like that was not me mocking you. That I say A out in the world and I use it.
And you know what's funny? I noticed it, but it didn't sound weird to me.
Because I use it real.
It came out so naturally that it didn't sound
I wanted to make sure you knew I wasn't mocking you. I actually use it.
So I used to do a perpetual grow. So where I used to live, I used to have 4 tents. I had 2 3x3s, a 5x5, and I had 2 propagation tents. They were like 2x2x3, I think. And I used to have 2 of them stacked. So that was all seedlings and clones. and my 3x3s were my veg tents. And then once they were done, they would go into my 5x5, and then I would, chop everything down in my 5x5. But where I'm at now, I don't have the room to do that. So I have a 3x3 upstairs, a 3x3 downstairs. Both of them have nothing in them at the moment, but they will soon. And I have the backyard, so I don't really do the perpetual thing anymore, unfortunately.
What will set the next grow? What will get those tents filled? Like, what's the impetus that pushes you into it? Do you have to wait for things to break down? So are you like mixing things and waiting? How does your reset work?
So normally what I would do is I would chop everything down. I use the same tents to dry in. So I would dry in the same tent that I just grew in. Once they were dry, trim everything up, obviously put it in grow bags or jars, whatever I'm using. And then I would do the reset. I would clean everything. I break the steamer out. I steam everything. I bleach everything. I make sure everything's sterile. And when I'm using organics, I definitely reuse my soil over and over and over again. It's not no-till. I'll empty it out. I'll remix it up. I'll put it back in for another round. But because I had such a problem this time, they never finished. So I chopped everything down, and so after having the problem, I was kind of not discouraged, but I was just kind of like, fuck it, you know what? I'm just gonna take a minute. I got the outdoor plants right now, so I'll get everything cleaned up. I have some fast buds I'm gonna run next, some autos. I'm gonna do an auto run, which isn't really my thing, so I don't know why I'm doing an auto run next after not getting a harvest, but I am. And downstairs in the tent that I have down in the basement, I'm going to do some reverse genetics. So we'll see what happens with those.
And I
assume
that's a brand, not some weird new thing, right? Like, you heard of reverse?
No,
genetics?
it's not a triploid or anything like that. It's a brand.
Nice. That's awesome. Because you never know. Yeah. I hang out with like Jaron and Gabe and the Jug Dealer. They'll drop some shit like the most recent thing they've been dropping on is like plant food isn't food, light is food. And it's just like, why is no one else talking about this? Why is it take? I love one of my favorite thing about the Jug Dealers. So I was everyone's worst bud tender in Denver because people are like, I don't smoke sativa. And I'd be like, do you even know what that means? There's no such thing as a sativa molecule. Do you even know what you're asking about? Here's the thing. Terpenes and flavonoids and cannabinoids got. And it's like, just give me the fucking haze, man. I just want to.
Yeah. Well, that was the same. Like I was never a bud tender, but I was in a dispensary one time, and I don't typically go to dispensaries, and this is probably one of the reasons why I don't go. It's because I'm standing there and I'm looking at all the choices and stuff like that, and I don't like to buy weed in dispensaries, but I must have been out or something. And somebody came in and they were like, I want your highest THC that I can get. The highest THC that you have. And I was like, is that really what you want? Are you sure that's what you're looking for? And it was like this big biker guy. And he's just, shut up, kid. Like, fuck off. I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. But you don't want to know, I won't tell you. But yeah, it was funny.
I love that finally the industry is catching up with that. Like everyone, like I was preaching this because I was a weed nerd going back to the OG days, but finally 15 goddamn years later, 10 years later, however long it's been since, damn, time flies. Bud tending. We legalized in 2012 in Colorado. I moved here right after. I was like the 500th person.
So that was legalized in 2012 for medical?
Rec. That's when rec.
Oh, passed. For recreational. Wow.
Yeah.
You guys were ahead for sure.
Yeah,
we were 2018
Colorado and
for rec.
But Canada probably implemented it a bit more smartly than. First of all, the U.S. is just a fucking nightmare patchwork of insanity. But even in Colorado, like because you guys get what, 4 plants, right, per person?
Yeah, so you're allowed to grow 4 plants per household.
Household, right? So we get 6 per person, 12 per household. Other than that, our laws are inferior to yours. in every
Well,
way, but we get that extra.
So we can do
plant count, which is
4
pretty-
plants. We can do 4 plants and only 4 plants. That's in any stage. So you can't have 4 veg, 4 flower, 4 seedlings. It's 4 plants, period. But we are allowed to carry 30 grams. So I can go anywhere I want with 30 grams in my pocket. Not that I really do.
Why 30? Why 30?
I'm not sure.
We get an ounce. We get an ounce here.
Which is basically 30. So I don't know why they wouldn't just say an ounce, but
just because Canada's generous, bro.
To give us the extra couple grams. Yeah. I don't know
they're
why either.
They're Mounties. They're Mounties, not counties.
That's true. That's very true.
No,
yeah, and there's 2 places.
I think it was Mama that was saying on the Home Grow the Community podcast, like, we're bad at math. Fuck, you know, we're bad at plant counts. We're bad at math. We're just bad at math. Don't worry about it. Plant counts.
Well, her thing is we're not allowed to do math on our show.
Yes.
We're not allowed. I'm the math guy on our show. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I'm the math guy for sure. Papa's probably smarter at math than me, but I'm usually one of the ones that's on screen. So I'm usually the math guy, but I'm not allowed.
You guys are generally fairly European in Canada as far as linguistics and spelling and everything. You know, they call it maths. Math is plural in the UK, Europe. They have the maths. So I just happen to be noticing. I've been watching a lot of egghead documentaries this weekend, and it's so weird. It's like multiple. And they call the period a full stop. So if you were to say, like, end your sentence, like, they call the period a full stop. I don't know. Europe's weird. But you guys have the metric system, so I'm jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody does. I think you guys are the only ones that don't, right?
There's 3 countries on Earth, and they're like third world countries, and then the United States.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You guys are so close to us. You think that we would just do the same thing.
I think I might have told the story to Mama Kush, but I'll repeat it because it's one of my favorite little stories. When the first scientists that came up with the metric system, they finalized the kilograms, and they fabricated like several dozen kilograms and sent them to presidents and secretaries of state all across different countries. Well, Thomas Jefferson was our Secretary of State at that time. He was very interested in implementing the metric system. Well, the ship that was carrying our kilogram crashed, and it sank to the bottom of the ocean. So by the time another one got dispatched and sent over, Thomas Jefferson's time had gone away, and some asshole that knew nothing about it got it, and he just set it on his desk. Bonk. And then so was the history
and that was it.
Of our metric system. One freaking asshole for centuries. That's such a bummer. And I was talking with a friend of mine. I thought I was going to teach my kid the metric system, right? Like, I'm going to figure out about what a meter is. And then she's like 5. It's like, I'll be like, you know, how many meters? Like, that's a 1 meter. She goes, how much is that in feet? You know, I go, it's just about 3.
But I mean, like, I don't use meters. You know what I mean? Like, everything I do is in feet. Most of the time I use pounds.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
so maybe
we use Celsius. You guys use Fahrenheit. I mean, I think it's kind of like, I don't know. You know, when people speak multiple languages, and they kind of like mash them together to make their own language. Like, you'll have a friend that speaks, I don't know, French or something like that.
We call,
and then when you go to their house
in America, Spanglish. Right. We have Spanglish here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I think that's what we do with it. It's kind of like a good mix between the two.
Well, I got to pause here to shout out to the guy who made the Grambo Grows theme song, Cannabis Vibe. Thank you, buddy. Lucky number 11. 20 is the magic number to where I can pay a friend a fair wage to come edit it. So
yes,
we went from,
let's get Grambo to 20. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
And no pressure. Literally, this ain't a fucking pledge drive. I don't care. You know, I
get Grambo to 20.
I make 6 pieces of cannabis content every single week. I can live.
It's pretty good.
But
I don't do that.
Want more Grambo Grows. If the people want me to put a 7th piece of content out, because yeah, we got Dude Grows. So the new Dude Grows channel, just so I can shout out to everyone, because we get a lot of lookalike channels. It's a DGC Grow Talk is the Dude Grows new shorts channel. So you'll see DGC Grow Talk will be out every Monday and Friday. So check for that, guys. So yeah, I got DGC Grow Talk
Nice.
Monday, Jug Dealers Tuesday, Dude Grows Wednesday, nothing on Thursday, nothing on Friday.
Well, you're
Or
gonna
Dude
have
Grows.
one on Thursday. You're gonna have one on Thursday soon, though.
That's the last day I don't have anything. And so yeah, I have the Dude Grows shorts on Friday, Dude Grows show on Saturday, my stream on Sunday. It's ridiculous. So I can't make, and if anyone saw my Night Owl video, they're very high production. I don't just sit talking cam style in front of a camera and just edit it. I go different places, put on different costumes, outfits, a whole bunch of CGI, animation, a whole bunch of shenanigans. And so it's I need help if you want more of that stuff. So
Nice. Yeah.
well,
So there you have it, folks. Get Grambo to 20.
So I cut,
We're
so I cut you off at the last bit. You're resetting, and so how does that process look like? Do you pop seeds and then transplant them in? Like, what's your starting seed sort of thing look like?
So before, what I would do is I would put all my seeds in like a cup, let them soak, and then I would put them right into the forever home from there. No paper towel, none of that shit. I did that when I first started. It worked for me until it didn't work, and then I just started doing the whole from water to forever home. Now I use the can. I'll put my seeds in the can. It's a little contraption, and it's got 8 compartments in there, so you can cut out, like, say you're going to grow 8 different strains. You don't need 8 different cups anymore, or 8 different paper towels. Canna, and then can with a K. So CANNAKAN.
Okay.
So I use that to pop my seeds, and that will do your soak and your germination all in one. And then I go straight from there to a solo cup now. Yeah, so see the round one down on the bottom? It's got the CK on the cover. That's the can.
Okay. Oh shit!
Yeah.
The StreamYard. There we go.
Oh, nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah,
so it was the round one, and it just says CK on the top on the lid. It was in that picture that you first had up there. It was just down in the bottom right corner.
I accidentally didn't share my screen anymore. There we go.
Yeah. So in that picture that you have up there right now, see the bottom right-hand corner? Yep.
Okay,
right.
Yes.
So there's 8 compartments in there, and you can put a different strain in each one. And they're numbered,
right.
And they give you a little whiteboard type thing that you write on it with a dry erase marker. And you can write down when you start, the day, the time, the strain, whether it's male, female, regular, femme, whatever, auto, anything, any information that you need, you can put it on there. And you put it onto a heat mat, and you fill it up with water. It'll do your soak, and then after you might get like a little tail. You drain out most of the water. You leave a little bit in the bottom, just so that the seeds aren't in the water anymore. But there's a little white pad on the bottom that'll stay wet, kind of like a paper towel. And then they'll germinate, and then that's when you get your tap roots come out. So you put it on a little heat mat. So he says it's the wow factor: the water, oxygen, and warmth. So you get all of that going on in this little canister, and then I'll take them from there and then plant them.
Interesting. The wow. I just wrote that down. Water, oxygen, warmth. Wow. Oh wow. All right.
Yeah.
It's
a pretty cool concept.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like that. I love little sayings, like literally. So I have my phone, and then like anytime you're typing along on your phone, and I'll do this with Dude Grows or Jug Dealers, I go to take a note or a time code, and I feel like everyone in the room, and even people on stream now, think I'm like texting and taking my eyes off. I ordered a magnetic like an LCD writing board on Amazon not about an hour ago to avoid these systems. This comes up so much. Like I wanted to write, oh wow, the wow system. Yep. Oh wow.
No, it like when you think about it, it makes sense, right? Like you want your water, you need oxygen, and you need the warmth, especially for a seed or a seedling. All of those things are important.
Well, especially because everyone expects the first two. They always forget the third, the new newbies. You just, when you have a heating mat or something that gets you all nice and fogging up that thing, getting all the condensation all over the walls, that's it. They're like hot rodded. It goes from taking a week and a half to 2 days, 3 days,
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. So when you dump the water out of it and you just leave that little bit at the bottom, when you take the lid off of it, after that's been sitting on the heat mat for a little while, the whole lid is just covered in condensation. Like that humidity is just built up in there. It's perfect. It's like the perfect greenhouse environment for your seeds.
Exactly.
And then they have these little I think he calls them bud huggers. Something like that. They're the tweezers. Anyways, you can pick the seeds up, but they're like rounded on the inside of them, so you never have to touch the seeds. So they hug this. Sorry, not bud huggers, seed huggers. So they hug the seeds. They're just like, you just pick them up and you don't have to worry about them. You don't touch the tap roots, nothing. Plant them and you're good to go. But I put them in solo cups and then let them go from there now, where I never really did that before. So
I was waiting for someone who's
butt huggers,
nut huggers, butt huggers.
Nope, seed huggers.
Somebody, the seed huggers. So then going in, it's like you got your soil, it's all mixed up. Like, is the immediate surroundings of it just not hot at all? Like, how does that because I guess I've always focused on like the late game stages of organic. I'm like, oh, these things have to break down. I never really thought of like the beginning stages of organic, like how does it respond to this? Like as the taproot goes down, like immediately my synthetic growers like, this all seems scary and hard.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you're right. So it is going to take a little bit of time to break down. So I will mix everything up before I put the seed in there, like the day of kind of thing, and then I'll plant my seed. But it's going to take a week or two for everything to kind of break down to be soluble. So it's going to give that seedling a little bit of time to kind of get established, to build a little bit of a root system before those nutrients actually become available. So by the time that seedling is big enough, the nutrients will be ready. So a week or two in, your little seedling is no longer a little seedling anymore. It's about, it's a plant with 2, 3, 4 nodes on there, and you're ready to go.
So cool.
So about every 3 weeks, I'll retop
it. Hearing it put like that, it just seems like art. It's just like, you guys are artists, goddamn.
But it's so different than when I hear you guys doing synthetics. Like, I'm using the same nutrients right now as Mama Kush used and Sea Bunny used. And Sea Bunny is the only one out of us that did an amazing job with it. So I can tell you right now, it's not the nutrients' fault that I messed up. It's my own fault, And Mama Kush is another organic grower, so she's having similar problems as I am. They're different problems, but they're similar problems, if that makes sense. Like, she's having problems that you would only have if you were growing synthetically and did it wrong. Not because it's synthetic, but it's because we did it wrong. So, and Bunny, she's always grown with synthetic, so she's killing it. She's kicking our ass. So
I don't know why plugging in my computer makes my camera freeze, but it unthawed after a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, going into that. So yeah. So where do you go from there? So that's fascinating. It grows into it, and then it's just water from there. Like
basically,
I don't know. Obviously,
pretty much, yeah. Like all
amendments and stuff on there.
So there is times where kind of like real life gets in the way, and I don't re-amend fast enough. So I may go into like a little bit of a deficiency or something like that. Again, my own fault because I didn't do it at the right time. There is certain things that I can give it that'll give it that like immediate boost. Like if I'm lacking nitrogen or something, I can give it that fish emulsion that I was talking about earlier. It's Alaskan fish fertilizer, I think it's called, or Alaska fish fertilizer. And it's just like a nice straight shot of nitrogen that's readily available right now. And it's organic. So I can give that to my plants and not have to worry too much. And then I can re-amend and get everything back going again. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's all done in a timely manner. You just have to stay on your own kind of schedule and just, it's like anything else. You just watch your plants. You listen to your plants. They talk to you. They tell you what they need.
Right. And that's where we come. That's where, as you're talking, I guess I see the artistry on the other side, because like, if you're constantly like, I have to walk in and spot like, okay, well, it's nitrogen. So like, is it lockout or is it nutrients or is it this? And so I go and I'm looking, it's like, well, no chlorosis in the vein. So like, no, probably no lockout. So yeah, let's get some nitrogen on there. It's like playing doctor in a way, but because I've been doing it for so long,
you just kind of know nowadays.
I can just turn on a dime. I don't like it. I'm turning. Whatever I just did, I effed it up. I'm turning. Whereas organically, it's like I'm locked in. It's just like, Jesus, take the wheel.
You are, and you aren't. I mean, you are locked in, but I mean, at the same time, there is things that you can do in between. Like I said, like I'll do my top dress, even if it's late, then I'll add like that fish emulsion with a tea or something like that, and that'll give it a little bit of a boost. Maybe buy me a little bit of time, and it'll also help kind of break down the nutrients that I just put into the soil, because it's kind of like a microbe tea almost, right? So you're adding microbes into your soil to help kind of break everything down a little bit faster. So
interesting. Have you ever played with the New Millennium product, Winter Frost?
I haven't, no.
So what it is it's a plant senescer. So when you put it on, it sends out all the hormone or enzymes, hormones, whatever it is that tells it like, hey man, it's winter, shut it down. And so it's one of those things that for Canadian growers that have a hard time getting outdoor crops to finish correctly, so I recommend. I don't know if the guys ship to Canada. If you were in the United States, I'm sending you a bottle of Winter Frost right now. I don't know if they can ship to Canada, but we'll figure out a way to get you some Winter Frost. So that stuff. They call it, because their joke is it's the gateway jug. It's the
well, that sounds like that would be perfect for like exactly what you just said for my plants outdoors. Like you hit it with this, and maybe you can kind of get it to speeds up the process a little bit. Does it? Is that what it does?
Yeah. So,
like the
end? It just tells it that it's done. It stops uptaking nutrients and starts feeding upon itself, just yellowing out. And then it's also like a finisher as far as like they try to get, their whole thing is phenotypic expression. They want plants to like really express. And so that's like one of their secret weapons.
But it helps it express like itself. Basically, it doesn't add anything to it. It just helps bring out the natural traits of that plant.
Yeah, and one of the other uses that we've been using it for in Colorado is like pulling plants, because you want to pull plants a little bit earlier for concentrates and to get different kind of terpene profiles out of them, but you still want them to finish. So if you start wintering a plant at like week 6 indoors, it'll finish proper in 7 weeks, 6.5, instead of like having it stretch all the way. And people are using all sorts of, it's like a renaissance right now. We're going from bro science to science, and it's fascinating watching where the two intersect and where they don't.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that, especially for like the outdoor stuff.
Yeah, no, so I was using the grow dots that Scotty Real has with Real Growers, and it's a legit, it's one of these products. I told Scott 100% honestly, I was like, here's your hardest problem with grow dots, is that they actually work and no one's going to believe you, because you got this one part granular that you just give water to, like, and if you use his Real bucket system, they're like the bottom feeding, you don't even do that. It's like, dude, you're like, I know Scott. I trust Scott. And until my first crop finished, I literally walked in. I was like, dude, they actually work. It's crazy. So I believe that's the future.
Well,
Is
Brett was
some version of that.
talking last week, like or earlier in the week. He was like, when he first came out with this, I was so skeptical because it's a one-part system that works. And he's like, I was so skeptical about the whole thing. And then I tried it, and my mind, my mind was blown. I just couldn't believe that this one-part system actually worked, and it worked really, really well. So that's funny that you say that.
Preposterously, it's cheap as balls too. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
I told Scott after my first grow, I was like, dude, you're gonna be rich. I don't know. You got the best grow dots, the buckets, and the recharge, dude. Little old ladies are gonna be growing the dank first try. It's stupid.
Yeah, and super easy.
I'm not sponsored. I work for Dude Grows, not real growers. Get out of here, Scott. Oh yeah. So yeah, no, I wish I'll have to ask the guys. I don't know what, because I know shipping outside of the continental is, or the contiguous North America is not in their cars. I don't know if we can ship to Canada. If we can ship to Canada, I'm gonna make sure you guys get some winter frost. And if we don't, I'll still figure out how to.
I know sometimes when I do get things to Canada that aren't necessarily supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like nutrient wise, we're talking nutrients here. I know sometimes, I think that they normally put it down as it's like a gift or something like that, and then maybe they don't say what it actually is. But I've had a couple, like Hygersheim, for instance. They just sent me their new IPM. They're a Canadian company, but this product is not for sale in Canada yet because we suck at getting good stuff here. So they're not available in Canada yet for their IPM, but yet I have some.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, for them it's always the shipping. Like they got their warehouse guys, and it's literally X Games in the back of New Millennium's warehouse. It's like they have skateboard ramps and shit. So these dudes are just like zipping around. If you start throwing curveballs like Canada at them, they fall off and break bones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's there's a few things like that there. I think there was another product too that's not sold here, and I got a whole bunch of it, and he just put it down as like it's a gift.
Nice. Well, then we're have to figure that out, because I know that's one of the problems. Speaking of recharge, literally, I get a lot of questions like, "How do we get recharge in Australia? How do we get that?" It's like, dude, you probably just don't. Is a lot of the answers. You import it from a friend. You got a homie that can buy it.
And I think you can. I don't think you can get the grow dots and stuff here.
No, there was recharge.ca was like the way, and now that website's defunct. Don't go there. It's Mafia.
Dude was saying that you could get it at one point, but you can't now.
Yeah,
so
that's the whole thing. Yeah, and it's because of the microbes thing. That's one of the New Millennium problems, is that a lot of their lines have these like bio fucking things and yada yada. I on my Instagram I put myself as a junior jug dealer because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Those Jaron and Gabe and all the guys, they know that line inside and out.
Yeah.
And people go, Grandpa, what mill should I fully or silica at? And I go, I just a little bit.
I don't know.
I just do a little bit.
About this much, just chip a little in, see what happens.
2 mils per gallon. It was funny filming. We were filming with Jaron here this week for the jugdealers.net website for all their sales stuff and explaining all what the nutrients do. And we had to film one version for milliliters per gallon and one for milliliters per liter. And I found it so funny. It's like, we're doing milliliters per gallon. What are we doing over here in the United States? Why are we using 1/2 metric and the other half standard? What are we doing? Milliliters per gallon.
Well, then that's no different than us too. I mean, we do the milliliters per liter. We do the milliliters per gallon. We still do that.
All right. See, that's the Canadian in you coming out, where you're just like, oh, everything's fine. We do
everything's okay.
Morons.
We apologize for everything.
Nah, we're morons. God damn it! I take credit for it. I'm one of them. It's crazy, yeah. So one of the things. So you've never really grown synthetically. That just blows my mind. You've been growing.
I have. I did start synthetically. I started with advanced nutrients.
Yeah, tell us about that. When did you start growing? What's your history? Are you Canadian born as well? Can we start there? What's your
Absolutely.
history,
I
Mr.
am.
Ganiks?
I am
Okay.
Canadian born. I'm
Canadian born.
41 years old, born in Canada, Ontario, my whole life. And
Nice. 83?
yeah, 82.
I'm January 83.
Ooh, I'm October 82.
All right. And Jaren is December 82. So we're all
So we're all
so
pretty
you
close.
understand the horror of being the first millennial. We're millennials.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
think
So yeah, we were kind of
like
like the end of an era and then the beginning of a new one.
I
They're right on
thought
that line.
I thought I was Gen X my whole life until about like 5 years ago. A
Hoobie's
comedian,
83.
Eliza Schlesinger, put out a special called Elder Millennial. And she's like, I was born in 83. I'm a millennial. And I was like, wait, what? And I type
Wait,
it in. I
what?
was like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
Generation X. I'm a
Yeah.
millennial, bro.
Yeah, we were right at the end of one and the beginning of a new one. I mean, maybe we could just
It's
create our
bizarre.
own. Maybe we don't have to be a millennial. Maybe we don't have to be a Gen X. Maybe we can be something else.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We're technically Gen Y. It goes Gen X, millennial, Gen Z. Well, we're technically.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, my kid is Generation Alpha.
How old's your kid?
Hilarious. 5.
5. I got 2.
Yeah.
One's 24 and one's 12.
Damn.
Yeah.
Late. Yeah, I started late. I was 38 by the time, or whatever, 37. How old am I? 41 minus 5. How much is that? That's how old I was.
36.
My kid was conceived the night before a Christina Aguilera concert. Yeah, no.
At least it wasn't the day of the concert.
Well, yeah. It might
Maybe.
No, I know. I can track the load. I know the exact one. I'll never forget. I went, uh-oh.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one that did it.
That's the one. You never forget. So yeah, so Canadian born. What province?
Province, yes. Ontario. So I'm 2 hours west of Toronto.
Okay. And if Americans knew where that was, that would mean something. Here's the thing about these shows that blows my mind. I go through the analytics. I think so American centric. Only, this is an overwhelming number, only 70% of the audience actually is American. The rest is mostly UK, Canada, Germany, New Zealand. So yeah, we got a good constituent of people that actually would probably know Canadian geography, because we don't even know.
Well, it's funny because like
here.
I can tell a lot of people like where I'm actually from, like where I live, and everybody just goes, "So is that near Toronto?"
Right.
So now I just say I'm 2 hours west of Toronto because most people have heard of Toronto before.
Yes, I got my taste of that when I went, because in America, we at least know the states. So if you're like, oh, I'm from Kentucky, we know where that is. And so I got used to, I'm from Iowa originally. And I tell people I'm from Iowa. They get confused with Idaho sometimes, but they knew what Iowa was. And the first time I went to Jamaica, I was talking with all these international people. They're like, where are you from? And I go, Iowa. And they go, is that a country? I go, it's a state in America. They go, where's that? And by the end of the week, people go, where are you from? I go, Chicago.
See, I automatically just think of Slipknot when you say that. That's all. That's the first thing that I hear when you say that. That's it. Nothing else.
We watched them. One of the reasons I have such a kind of drive to do comedy and music and this stuff and all that is those guys watching them. I was freshman to their senior. They're about 5 years older than me, and I watched a bunch of knuckleheads wearing costumes in a dive bar the size of my freaking my bedroom.
Yeah,
all of them all packed up on there, and we literally look at this and go, "This is never.
This ain't gonna happen." Yeah.
And now so watch them become arguably the biggest metal band. It had a real impact on me, and I just say, go fuck yourself. You can't. Well, let me tell you about a bunch of corn chuckers from Des Moines, Iowa, who took it real seriously and made it. Don't tell me Yeah, yeah. Don't make me get on my corn stack and preach. I'm the
Corey
choking
Taylor,
corn.
man. I'm gonna say he's one of the big voices of my generation, of our generation.
He's the guy, man. Yeah, Stone
Like it
Sour
doesn't
came first.
even have to be what I was just gonna say. It doesn't even have to be Slipknot. It can be Stone Sour. It can be his own, his own acoustic shit that he does. Like he's just a great musician. He's a great singer. All of it. So
You
hear him doing
Iowa
covers and stuff that it doesn't even make sense that it's the same guy in Slipknot. It just doesn't.
Yeah, he's got range.
He does.
also.
I think he's
his house.
He's a 5-octave singer, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
Which is
like that.
pretty tough to do. So
yeah, those guys legit are amazing. We always called them clit snot because we didn't. We were thrash metal kids. We're like, lame new metal crap, But yeah, it's so awesome to watch those guys go down. So you guys, up there in Ontario, started with the you said Botanicare or
advanced nutrients.
Advanced. I should always remember. You remember the show Weeds?
Yep.
So Advanced was like the product placement on that show, and there'd always be these moments. I'd always burst out. My girlfriend would always think I was weird because I'd burst out laughing. Because like, we're out of advanced nutrients. We need to go to the grocery store right now and buy more advanced nutrients. And she's standing in front of an advanced nutrients like feed.
Well, and it's funny when that show first came out, I didn't grow yet, so I didn't catch that until after I was already growing, and I had gone back and rewatched it again. And I was like, God damn, look at that. They're using the same nutrients as me.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, and that was part of the reason why I switched to organics, was because I was like, man, I can't do this 14 bottle shit. Like, what am I doing with my life? I'm spending all night watering my plants because I got to mix all of these nutrients. I feel like I'm a scientist. I need a lab coat. I need some goggles, It's just like, man, like it's a lot. It worked. Don't get me wrong. Like
I always talk.
My plants
I
were
go
nice.
with glugs. I just go. You mix your res and you go glug glug. It's a 2-glugger. That bottle, she's a 2-glugger. This one, give her 3. Glug, glug.
I'm terrified to do it that way with synthetic nutrients, especially after what I just did. Like,
right.
I just fried all my plants because I decided I was gonna flip them, and I was gonna give them a little bit of veg and a little bit of bloom, and I was going to mix them. But what I was supposed to do was give them like half strength veg, half strength bloom. But instead I gave them full strength of both and mixed it and then fed my plants. And I woke up the next day and they were dead, basically.
Damn.
So
that's crazy. Yeah, I've never had that experience. I've always been able to. I don't know if it's because I've used a lot of recharge. Not that recharge that level of buffer, but yeah, my struggle was always pH. I'd always get lockout, so I'd always have to deal with. And I hated the pH dance. A little bit up, shit, too far. A little bit down, too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just add. If 4 times the recharge doesn't work, then nothing's going to.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I'm one of those
working with them. I use so much recharge when I started working with them. I was like, dude, you don't know how many months it's going to take just for us to be even. I've spent so much money, bro. But we're even now. We're even.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, see, I'm one of those people too that grows organic, but still pHs. Okay. That's one of those kind of like big arguments that everybody has. Like when you grow organic,
you pH your water the water that you give it. Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's
so a lot of people don't do that.
You're trying to preserve your microbes in that scenario by pHing it.
I think I just drove it into my head so much when I first started that I've always just kept doing it. And so many people say, when you grow organically, you don't need to pH your water. Your microbes and everything in your soil will balance everything out for you. So you don't have to actually do that. Well, I mean, me being me, and I like to overcomplicate everything and do more than I need to do, I pH all my water. So and I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and they're like, man, you're just wasting all your time. You don't have to do that anymore. Well, you know what? You're probably right. A lot of people have proved it. So I can't argue that they're right, but I still do it and it doesn't hurt anything. So
Just like the wow system, I'm a collector of sayings and little things that break it down. And whenever
Yep.
someone brings up this sort of conversation or argument or disagreement, I always will say, I'm reminded of the Chinese proverb that says, there is no way to greatness. Greatness is the way.
there you go. It kind of reminds me of Yoda.
Yoda, that hack. He stole everything he knows from the Dowdy Ching. Hell yeah. So what else? What else is going on in your world right now? We're coming up about the 90 minutes mark. It's about where I start wrapping it up. What else is going on in the Mr. Ganiks world? You're doing a lot of content creation. You're a pretty good editor, if you don't mind me saying. You understand the fundamentals of taking things that are pre-made, not pre-made, stitching them all together and making something brand new. That's the arts of the modern. Whenever I see
that's been a struggle though. Like I didn't start that way. That's something that I've kind of picked up along the way, I guess. I by no means do I think I'm an editor at all, but I do have fun doing it, and it is.
People, the tools will stand out very loudly. That's like you just pressed the one button on the thing on the effect, and that's their whole thing. So at least when I see people chaining different thoughts together, it's like some thought went into that,
Yeah, no, I spend way too much time making my reels, like making a 30-second to 60-second video. I spend way too much time on them, but I mean, it is what it is. Most of the stuff I do is all plant related. None of it's really.
There's certain podcasts that have 20 member staffs out there, bro. So whenever you're beating your head up against the wall, just remember, that's how long it takes to make these things. Other people just outsource the living bejesus out of it. And because we're in the cannabis sector, dude always likes to talk about his neighbor up there in BC is also a YouTuber, and he's in the automotive and mountain racing sort of stuff. And he's just always jealous of how easy it is. He just puts up a video, no restrictions, no shadow ban. He just gets pushed out. YouTube's just sending them out.
10,000 views day one, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, forget about it. The 100,000 subscribers your first 6 months, the whole thing. So now is not the time to get down, my friend. We are in it to win it right now. I've been in this game for a long time, and Dude Grows has been in it for even goddamn longer. 10 years.
10 years they've been doing this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Homegrow has been doing their thing for about 3 now. So we just we just came to YouTube in December. So that we're kind of calling that our start, if that makes sense.
Let's wrap up with talking about that. You got your two once again, a very unique situation that you almost never find in the cannabis sphere. 2 female co-hosts. I don't think there's any other content creators that's just one lack of sausage party. You guys are running a regular old party.
Absolutely.
So how did you guys find each other? You're all spread out a little bit there across Canada. Did you know each other in real life, or you find each other online?
We all met on Instagram, actually. So I met Mama Kush basically 3 years ago when I started on Instagram. I basically met Mama Kush almost right away, and then I met C Bunny about 2 years ago, and Homegrow had already started by this time, and C Bunny came in, I'm going to say about November of last year. So she's the newest member, but we all just click, I don't know. It's just, we all just kind of met and we were all just friends right away. So it felt right. It's nice to have both perspectives on the show, if that makes sense, male and female, Sometimes they think differently than we do, and most of the time they're smarter than we are. So, we'll give them that. But yeah, no, it's good to. I think it's good to have both perspectives for sure. It makes when we do our growing gardens, it makes the male people that come on our show comfortable. It makes the females feel comfortable. Nobody feels out of place. It's a nice, comfortable environment. So.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Especially I haven't got to interact with Sea Bunny very much because she hates me, and every time I'm on your guys' show, she just disappears and leaves. And no big deal, no big deal, Sea Bunny.
No, but
I'll win you over eventually, Sea Bunny. I'll win you. But Mama Kush, I got to hang out with her here on the thing, and 1 minute in, after everyone got over the fact that she had skeleton holding her boobs, once everyone got over that, once the immaturity of chat died down, is literally talking to any
yeah.
other grower.
Eyes up here,
Awesome.
Grambo. Eyes
See,
up.
I'm looking at chat. God damn it! See, I'm unlike these Philistines. I'm a player. God damn it! I ain't here on the internet getting creepy. Look at this beard. You think creepy guys fucking? Look, come on. I'm out here. I'm out here living. I know you're looking sharp.
Absolutely. I got a nice trim up today.
Yeah, you looking sharp, man. I got a beard guy. That's like my entrance into. But
I'm bald too.
Oh.
Absolutely.
See,
but you can tell I wear a hat all the time. It's like a headlight.
Yeah, you got a little paleness. Yeah, I go. My ex-wife, the first time that we met, I had a hat on, and she told me, she's like, I fantasized, like, what's his hair look like? And he took off the hat, and I was like,
didn't have any.
Oh, and like she had a moment, and obviously we ended up getting married. It wasn't a problem, but I never forgot where she went. Oh, so I made sure anytime I have a new introduction, if I do a new podcast, a new thing, a date, new friends, an event, I go bald. Yep. I just lead with it.
Put it all out there. Yep, absolutely.
Put it out there. If you can't grow it, you might as well show it.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
That's
well,
right.
This is awesome, Mr. Ganiks. So pretty much every single person here in the chat, they all know who you are, and you guys, what you're doing up there in Canada. But a few thousand people will see this over the next few days, if not weeks. So for those people that don't know you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mr.Ganiks. You got to put the dot in there; it won't come up. Grow the Community Official on Instagram. Sea Bunny Grow on Instagram, Mama Kush 420 on Instagram, and on YouTube we are Home Grow the Community. And Spotify, there's HGTC Podcast, and if you want, there's also merch as well. So down in our description on our Home Grow the Community on YouTube and Instagram, there's the link to our merch stores. You can buy shirts, toques, all kinds of good stuff in there.
Nice.
So yeah, there's our links to our Spotify there. There's the hgtc.creator-spring.com. That's our merch store. And then everybody else's link is in there as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, then that's a great marching order. So all you guys got to do is go over their YouTube channel, subscribe, and then pop open their about, and you get every single link you're going to need. So
everything you need.
Mr. Ganiks, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you coming on. This was it flew by.
It did fly by, man. Thanks for having me on. It was fun. It's good times.
Yeah. We will meet again, man. One of these Fridays, yes. I hope to come on, and I'm coming for you, Sea Bunny.
This Friday.
Oh, yeah. All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much. And
all right, thanks, man.
See you again soon.
It's good to see you, man.
Thank you,
Peace. Peace out, chat.
All right. Go follow that, man. Go follow that podcast. It's so awesome what they're doing up there, and you get that international perspective. America, we're so American centric. I forget that even other places exist. So I forget. Chat, half of you are probably not even from here. That's so awesome. So yeah, follow all that, and just like that, you can grab a Grambo Grow shirt in the same thing. I have a merch section in my channel. So if you guys want to grab something, or if you want to hit that join button and become part of the GramBoard like Cannabis Vibe did, and just like my man Big Van Graham and my man Crazy Days, thank you guys so much. It means so much that you guys would want to become members. I by no means expect that, but if you want more Grambo Grows, that is the best way to do it. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Follow me on Instagram. The Silicium giveaway. I'm going to give away the first bottle goes away tomorrow. And just so you guys know, little inside baseball. The 5.8 guys really liked the love that the silicium giveaway on my page was going to do, so they upped the game. So instead of me giving away 7 of the little bottles of silicium because I'm broke little Grambo, I can't afford the big stuff. If you guys follow the Jug Dealers guys and you follow New Millennium Nutrients, we're the wise. Make sure you guys are going to be in the first people to hear this. They're going to be giving away Winter Frost, Ruby Fulvic, and the Carbonaria, their carbo product, the true trilogy, the line, like the top of the line, like literally their line of nutrients. This is the top of the line. So if you don't follow at Jug Dealers and New Millennium Nutrients, follow those accounts because we're giving away 7 days of the trilogy. The trilogy is going out, 21 bottles. That's how epic Cannabis Vibe. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's how epic the 5.8 guys. Shout out to the 5.8 crew. Jaron, Gabe, Lee, Bo, Mike, Sammy, Gaz, Trev, Dave. Shout out to you guys. Good people. Shout out to the bakery. Shout out to Brett. Shout out to Scott. Nice guy Kenny. High C. One Eye Cat Cannabis. Banner. Shout out to the crew. Love everybody. How cool are my friends? I have the coolest friends. Anytime I complain about my life, I want all of you guys to slap me because I got the best support system. I got some of the best fans. Can I call you guys fans? Is it rude in this day to say that you're fans? Like, I'm fans of lots of people. I was fans of Dude Grows. I'm DGC. Having you guys in my life has meant a lot. Really means a lot. Tag me with your grows. Grambo Grows. Tag me with your nugs. Tag Jug Dealers if you use New Millennium. I will put out all of your stuff over there. So thank you so much. And speaking of our man Cannabis Vibe, as you guys know, we always end the show with his tunes. So keep chatting. I'll share your stuff. And guys, I will see you all soon. Stay tuned. I don't know. What do you think? Put Thursday in the chat. Type Thursday. Not in the live chat. Go to the video and type in the chat. Type Thursday. If you want me to start doing a Thursday, around the same time. Thursday. You want a second late night smoke? Let me know. Because I'm only doing it if you guys want it. I'm perfectly fine chilling. But if you guys want another Thursday show, spam Thursday in the comments. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for 8 a.m. DGC Grow Talk. Keep an eye out for it. Love y'all.
We're dropping knowledge on Grambo grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke.